Last week I talked about how I like to run the ball by watching the safeties to see what they do whenever run the ball to the outside. This week I thought I'd go ahead and show a way that I like to run the ball based on how my opponent comes as far as their defense. For instance, what you're seeing on the screen here as you look at it, I'm actually coming out in a shotgun spread formation and I'm calling the halfback draw. But when I look at it and I see that my opponent winds having a lot of defenders inside the box, and anytime we talk about inside the box, this is what this means. You wind up having all these guys lined up here. So let's just kind of look at it and you can kind of see what I mean by that. And if you look at it, what I'm showing here on the illustrations, you can see there's a lot of guys inside the box. Matter of fact, if we were to count out all these defenders here as we go through them, you can kind of see that we're going to wind up having 8 defenders in the box. Now, if I see that, what that means to me is I'm not going to probably run the ball inside. Instead, I'm going to look to throw the ball. And for example, let me give you an example here. What I would probably wind up doing if I saw all those defenders in the box and I come out in the spread formation, you'll notice I have these 2 slot receivers, right? But there's nobody lined up over the top of them as far as defenders. So rather than trying to run the ball against this particular formation, what I'd wind up doing is simply just go ahead and audible into something else. For instance, a slants play. And you can kind of see that this gives me that advantage here because with these linebackers playing to the inside, for instance, this is a 3-4 defense, and you can kind of see that these 2 outside linebackers are lined up right there at that area there, both of them, and plus the free safeties lined up right here. Now, to me, what I'm going to wind up doing is go ahead and audible into another play, into a passing play, and look to throw the flats really quick. In this case here, I'm just going to throw it over here in this area here and then pick up some positive yardage. Rather than trying to run that ball against that particular formation with all those defenders in the box, I'm better off go ahead and audible out into this play. Now, let's go ahead and talk about something else here. Say my opponent winds up going into a defense. Let's just find one here. Let's run this sub defense here, run this cover 3. And then we're going to wind up coming back out in the same formation that I just talked about. So this time, I'm going to go ahead and come out in this slants play that I just showed earlier. Let's just go ahead and run the slants play. And then what we're going to do is, if we look at it this time, as you look, and let's go ahead and just kind of do the box thing again here. And you can kind of see we wind up having these guys in the box here. So here's the box again, right? And this time we wind up having 5 defenders in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, if I see that, and say it's first down and 10 yards, rather than me throwing this pass play, and if it's first and 10, then I'm going to probably go ahead and audible into a run play. And then let's go ahead and audible back into this draw play that I just talked about that I ran earlier. And then this will give me the numbers again. So now they've got 5 defenders. I've got 5 offensive linemen, 5 on 5. It's even. And to me, that gives me that advantage. So I'm just going to go ahead and look to run upside and pick up some positive yardage there. So there's nothing wrong with that on running the ball on first and 10. Initially, I came out in a pass play, but then I wind up seeing that they had these defenders over the top. In this case, this guy right here and this guy over here. Then that kind of tells me that rather than running it or trying to pass the ball from this particular play, that I'm better off just go ahead and run it. Now, obviously, if it's 3rd and 15, I'm probably not going to call this. I'm not going to audible into this halfback draw play. I'm going to go ahead and probably throw it. But what I wanted to show you, based on what my opponent does on defense, if they have 8 or 9 guys in the box, then chances are I'm going to probably audible into a pass play and look to throw it. If they have 5 defenders in the box, then I'm going to probably wind up running the ball anytime I come out in a spread formation such as this one. So I just wanted to show that this week. I know it's kind of a simple breakdown, but for those of you guys who are maybe new to the game or looking to improve your running ability, this is a simple way of doing it, and this has helped me over the years. So again, this is just trying to teach you guys how to run the ball from the gun and just showing the ways that I like to do it in this year's game.